The absolute perfect ad copy. No ad copy unwasted. Ad copy that is just so quick, so easy, talks exactly to the customer. That is exactly what you want. Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today we're talking about something that I constantly hear in the PPC community and in Google Ads, and that is that AI can build the absolutely perfect ad copy. And then it's taken a step further where people say, well, if you're not getting the right ad copy, there must be something wrong with your prompt. You're not prompting right. You need to have better prompts. So then you go on the hunt of finding the perfect prompt. This sounds amazing, right? You type in the perfect prompt, you get ad copy, and boom, you're off and running. Perfect. Flawless Google ad copy, ready to convert. But here's the truth. Perfect ad copy in Google Ads is a total myth. Here's the truth about ad copy. It's seductive. You type something in, you get a response, and immediately you as the user get a dopamine hit and you think, man, this sounds great. But when you look closer, all the time, the ad copy that sounds so perfect is often flawed because it's lacking a strategy underneath of it. The ad might sound great, but it just doesn't sell very well. Has this happened to you? Let's look at a quick example. I asked Google's AI, Gemini, to write an ad copy or a RSA ad for a local HVAC company. Here is what I got. The headline, "Stay cool all summer. Affordable HVAC services near you." Sounds fine, right? But there's really no unique value in that ad copy. But it sounds fine. But where's the mention of what makes that company unique? That piece is missing. There's no urgency. There's no uniqueness. There's no real reason to click. That's the danger with AI. Many times it feels done when it's really just surface level. I follow a copywriter on Threads. He always creates threads that sound like this. Subscribe or join 52 other smart marketers. See what I did there? I used my channel as an example. Buy now. And his example, that should say, own it today. And every time I read his thread examples, it seems so obvious. Why can't AI do that? I don't get it. And this is because marketers often get lazy. We trust AI too much. We give it too much credit. We stop questioning it. We assume this looks professional, so it must be great. It must convert. But this looks professional doesn't mean it will perform. Add to that the dopamine hit when we put it in there and it sounds so good. Yikes. But Google Ads doesn't reward professional. It rewards relevance and persuasion. This is something that AI just can't fully grasp. AI doesn't understand your brand's voice. It doesn't know your campaign goals. And it certainly doesn't understand sentiment at this point in time, at least. AI can't sense when your competitors just launched, or why one message in Google Ads gets ignored over another. AI can't read the room. That is where humans win every single time and time again. So here's a system that I use in my business and when I'm coaching Google Ads clients. This enables me to use some AI and leverage AI for the speed without losing strategy that I pride myself so much on. The first step, I let AI write the first draft. That is a wonderful, wonderful place to start. I don't edit yet. I just let AI write that first pass. The second step is I audit that first step. I look at, does this have a CTA? Does it just feel too generic? And then I refine with my humanness, the insight that I have that's in my brain that can't be replicated by a machine. Is the unique selling point in there? Am I using real language that my audience would use when they were talking naturally? Does it flow? Does it sound human? Or does it sound like a machine? Is it too professional? Is there an emotionless aspect? Or is it just thin? Last but not least, and I think this is an important step, is I let this sit. I take sometimes a couple days before I go back to it with fresh eyes. That removes the dopamine factor of plugging something in that was really wonderful and human and authentic and true, and getting something polished and thinking just because it was polished, it was wonderful. Because remember, wonderful doesn't convert. Humans convert. And oftentimes what feels the most polished isn't what people truly connect to. I heard someone on Threads once say, if you haven't made a typo, then you haven't been in marketing long enough. This combo, AI for draft and the rest human, works really, really well. This is where the true magic happens. And then letting it sit and coming back with your true emotions and not the dopamine. I also think it's oftentimes easier to recognize somebody else's AI content than it is to recognize our own AI content. If we've used a heavy hand of AI, we don't necessarily see it in ourselves, but we see it in others super clearly. It's sometimes at the subconscious level. We have to be aware because if we're unaware of it, our customers are going to see it and we're not, and we're going to wonder why our ads are not converting. This is really, really important. As a marketer, I feel like our insight into ourselves is what creates genius marketing. And with AI, we've almost lost that connection to self. We're not writing from our hearts anymore. We're writing a little bit and then having AI quote unquote polish it. And it's not really polishing it. It's taking the emotion and the thought and the process away from us as humans. We have to be so careful of that. So here's a before and after using my process. This is for a dental client of mine that I was working with and coaching on Google Ads. We were really working to get an amazing click-through rate so they could get that conversion. We wanted to bring the humanness back into their campaigns. So here's what AI wrote for us. Get the smile you've always wanted. Book a dental consultation today. It's nice, it's okay, it has a call to action, but it is really generic. This is what we changed it to. Your dream smile starts here, trusted by over 2,000 local patients. Book your free consult this week. This was a small human tweak. It was a trust signal plus some urgency. Plus, we told them to book this week, which feels a little bit more human. Like a don't wait. Book this week. It just feels a little bit softer. This ended up doubling their click-through rate. This dental office started getting 10 conversions a month, which I know sounds like a little bit, but when I first started working with this dental client, they hadn't even gotten their first conversion. And that is how little details create great, wonderful jumps for clients. The future of paid search, and I don't know how many times I have to say it, and I don't love saying it, truth be told, but the future of PPC, it's not a contest, humans versus AI. It is how humans can work with the AI and inject more human. The real winners in 2025 and beyond are going to be the practitioners that can use AI to iterate faster, but to can inject human. My challenge to you is to not just be a user of AI, become really, really good at guiding the AI and knowing when to inject the humanality into it. You need to learn to train the AI, question the AI, and shape the AI around your ads strategy. So next time you see a perfect AI, my challenge to you is to pause before you just run with it. Ask yourself, is this just polished or is it powerful? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Google Ads Strategy Hub. I hope you stick around for more. Subscribe. See you in the comments. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm everywhere on the internet. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Happy optimization.